Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing a little bit of a different style video. We're going to be doing more of a product review video. So if you guys watch the video and like it, go ahead and leave me a comment. Maybe we'll do some more of these videos for you guys. But today, the main focus of the video is going to be bucket seats, and more specifically, the NRG Prisma collab bucket seats. My honest opinions on it, I'm not going to hold back. I'm going to be very transparent in what I think. This is personally my first bucket seat, so keep that in mind. I've never had a different seat before, but I have sat in other options of seats and vehicles. But today's main focus of the video is, should you buy an NRG Prisma collab bucket seat? So you guys probably won't be able to see it, but I actually have the video broken up into 6 little segments I'm gonna do. The focus is being number 1, build quality and materials. Number 2, the comfortability of the seat, how it is to sit in. Number 3, the support and the stability that the seat offers the driver. Number 4 is going to be harness compatibility. 5 is probably going to be the big one, the price versus the performance. Should you buy the seat for what it costs? And number 6, I might do a little bonus segment on the styling of the seat, because I do like stylish accessories for cars. So the first segment of the video, we're going to be hitting number 1, the build quality and the materials used to build the seat. So for those of you guys who don't know, the NRG Prisma seats, they're actually made from a vegan leather material, race grade fiberglass, and Alcantara, which is what the actual red, in my case red, seat material is made of. Now, I will say the build quality of the seat, it feels pretty good, especially for the price point. I will say I wish it was a little firmer around the shoulders. Now, clearly I don't have the seat mounted in the car, so it might be a little bit stiffer, but with that being said, I do kind of wish there was a little bit less play in the shoulders, because if you do try, you can move the seat a little bit. However, I do think it is a significant improvement over a stock OEM seat. And definitely, if you're looking for a seat that's budget friendly and that's gonna hold you in the vehicle better, this isn't really a bad option. It comes up relatively high on the hips. I do wish it was a little bit deeper, more aggressive, but this does actually keep it a little bit nicer for if you're going to street your car. It makes it a little bit easier to get in and out of. And it does offer plenty of side support in order to hold your hips in and keep you planted in the seat. It does pretty good at that. Now, as far as the materials go, I do like the Alcantara. I think it's a nice material. It's pretty soft. Now, with that being said, if it's going to be something that you're concerned with getting dirty, I would either be very careful or probably opt for a darker color, such as the black colored seat, or they do also do a pretty cool maroon color. I think that would be a little bit better, because this will definitely stain relatively easy, but I will say it's very soft. It looks very nice, and I'm pretty impressed with the materials used, especially for the price point of the seat. So segment number 2, we're gonna get into that now. It's going to be the comfortability of the seat. Now, like I mentioned before, I have not had a bucket seat prior, so I don't have a lot of experience, but I have sat in some pretty comfortable seats before. I just wanted to try this one out. 1, because I like the color, and 2, I wanted to actually see how good it is. I wanted to put my hands on it in person, and I figured a lot of you guys might appreciate this video, because these seats are fairly common, especially in use in entry-level motorsports applications where a lot of people are pretty budget focused, including myself. You know, I have other bills, as much as I hate to say that. I'm sure you guys can relate, but life is pretty expensive. So when you're trying to build a race car, budget parts that are pretty good aren't that bad. As far as the comfortability goes, now I'm a smaller guy, I got the medium. It is a little bit tighter. If you're a bigger guy, they do make a large, which is a little bit more big boy friendly. The cushion on the bottom is pretty good. They also do offer this pad between your legs that's slightly higher than the butt cushion, so it lets the bottom of your legs kind of rest on it. So if you're driving long distances, I'm sure your legs won't get tired having to hold them up constantly. I will say the lumbar support could be better. I don't think that it would be much of a concern if you're driving, 30 minutes or less, but if you're gonna be sitting in the car for 30 minutes or more, the lumbar might be a little bit of a concern. This doesn't really have much lumbar support. So if you're looking for a seat that's more comfortable for like daily street use, you might want to lean towards a different seat, but I don't think it's really a make or break thing. I will also say the seat is relatively short, and I'll get into that a little bit more, but the top of my head does sit slightly higher than the actual back of the seat. Now, if I was to get, let's say, in a rear end collision, my head will hit the seat and it will do its job, but it is a little bit short. But with that being said, I do have the medium, and I do not know if the large is a little bit taller or not, but that also might be something that you want to consider. Now, segment number 3, this is going to be a relatively important one, especially because most of you guys who are buying bucket seats, you're probably going to want to use them for track use or more aggressive driving, but it's going to be the support and the stability of the actual seat. Now, like I mentioned in the very beginning, the support of the waist is pretty good. It's not super deep, but it's definitely enough to hold you in side to side. I do want to mention though, the stability of the shoulders I feel can be a little bit better. You can flex it if you really try. Now, if you had a harness, you'd be more planted in the seat, and I don't think it would be that bad, but I will say it's definitely not the stiffest seat I've ever sat in, and so you guys might want to take that into consideration. Now, especially if you're a heavier person, you might, you know, I hate to say it, but you big boys, you might be able to flex the seat a little bit better because you guys weigh a little bit more than us small guys. So take that into consideration. Do I think it's a significant improvement over a stock OEM seat? Yes, absolutely. It will hold me in a lot better. And I will say the stability of the seat, for the price point especially, it's definitely pretty good, and it's a significant improvement over a stock seat. Okay, number 4 is kind of a big one, especially for some of you guys who are going to be tracking the car as well. It's going to be harness compatibility. So, as you can see, my waist sits slightly higher than the side bolstering of the seat. That is fine, however, your harness is going to have to come through the side holes and come up slightly to actually get over top of your hips, rather than it being more level. So for some of you guys, that might be a little bit uncomfortable. For me, I don't think that will be an issue. Now, I would say I'm an average size guy. I'm a proportional individual. I don't have like a longer torso or longer legs, but you can see the harness holes are basically right where my shoulders want to go. Could I fit a harness through here? Yes. But it would be a little bit higher up in the hole. As you guys can see in the B-roll footage that I'm putting in here, what I mean by that is where your harness comes through, it's gonna be towards the top of the hole rather than the bottom of the hole. So number 5 is going to be the price versus the performance of the seat. So I'll let you guys in on a little bit of a secret. A lot of people, you know, they say, oh, don't buy NRG, they're pretty bad. Don't buy NRG, it's basically eBay, blah, 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 whatever. Me personally, I don't think NRG is that bad of a brand. They have plenty of products, including seats that are FIA rated. They have steering wheel hubs that are rated for motorsports and all of that. Do they have budget options? Yes, absolutely. But as a company, I believe that they're pretty good. Their customer service is pretty good as well. So if you guys do have any problems with any of their products, they will be on top of it and they'll get back with you relatively quickly. Now, with that being said, I purchased this seat off of Amazon through NRG. So NRG was the supplier, but I ordered it through Amazon, not on their website. The reason that I actually did that is because the shipping on the seat was actually free. So clearly, seats are fairly large, so they tend to be pretty expensive to ship. This one, if you order it on Amazon, like I said, I'm letting you guys in a little bit of cheat code, but if you order it on Amazon, I paid $360 for this seat, and the shipping was completely free. So I paid under $400 for an NRG Prisma bucket seat shipped to my door, no damages in the shipping, anything like that. So sub $400, that's a pretty competitive price point, especially when you're talking bucket seats that can range anywhere from, you know, $360 all the way up to $2,000, $3,000 if you really want to be a baller. For the price point, like I said, it's sub $400. I do think the performance of the seat is pretty good. When you want to consider that you can buy a set of OEM seats for probably the same price for one of these cars, $360 is not that bad, especially if it's a more of a mediocre bucket seat, but I do think you do get your money's worth in the seat. Just given the overall look and aesthetic of the seat and the materials used, I do think that it's a very nice quality seat. The stitching is good, the skin fits very tightly, the cushions are relatively comfortable. So if you guys are debating one of these seats because of the price point, which that's the appeal to most people, I would say it's definitely worth it for the price point. Now, with that being said, it's kind of one of those give or take scenarios on if the seat would work for you or not. In my case, this seat is probably going to be short term, so I'm kind of on a budget right now. I'm trying to save for a house and do all that sort of adult stuff. So this just allows me to have a bucket seat that's gonna hold me still and perform without breaking the bank. And then the last segment I have is going to be number 6. That's gonna be the style points of the seat, because I do like my flashy cars. As you can see, I got a set of Volks behind me that's gonna be going on the car. A little bit of style points. I got the body kit on it. It's gonna add a little bit of style points. When it's painted, it will look a bit better. So all of you haters in the comments, please, it's fine. I'm gonna paint the car. But anyway, I wanted a seat that looked kind of cool in the car, which is why I opted for the red, because it's kind of loud, kind of says, hey, look at me, you know, it's something that people will notice when they walk by the car. I will say the Alcantara material is very nice, makes the seat look very high quality, the stitching is good, and the color is actually very vibrant. I'm sure as you guys can see by the B-roll footage here, the color is actually very good. One of my favorite things about the seat is very similar to a lot of the FIA rated Bride or Brid seats, however you want to say it. It does have a sparkle back. Now this one specifically is the Ultra, so it's going to have more of a gold back, but if you just get a regular NRG Prisma seat, it will be silver sparkle, but I do think the sparkle adds a little bit of flair. So as far as the style points go, I will say the seat is pretty cool. It's not just a boring black FRP back like a lot of your other budget bucket seats, and they do use a nicer material. So it's definitely a seat that looks pretty good, and it performs decent while doing it. I mean, for the price point, it's very, very hard to beat. So this brings us to the end of the video. To answer the question, do I think that you should buy an NRG Prisma bucket seat? I think it kind of comes down to if the seat will work for you. If you need something that is FIA rated, obviously this is not gonna work. But if you're looking for a seat that doesn't break the bank, it's gonna hold you still, and it's gonna get you on track sooner than later, then absolutely, I would opt for an NRG Prisma bucket seat. I think it's a great product for the price point, especially if you get free shipping. Like I mentioned, yes, you can get better seats, but $360 is pretty hard to beat, and I'm overall pretty satisfied with the product. Now, I'll probably do a follow-up video once I actually start using the seat for drifting and running it on the track and seeing how it performs. But the next video, I believe I'm gonna have some seat rails. I've been doing a lot of research figuring out which rails I need to get. And then we're gonna be throwing this bad boy in the car, and then I'll really be able to see how it looks and feels. But I'm pretty excited. I hope this video kind of helps some of you guys pick out a seat if you guys are looking to get into an NRG Prisma bucket. I do hope that this kind of helps with your research. I did a lot of research myself to determine if this seat would work for me. And I'll be honest, I kind of bought the seat more so because I was curious, and I wanted to make a video for you guys because I know a lot of you guys, like myself, are on a budget when doing these things because we all have real life things to pay for. So let me know in the comments what you guys think of the style of this video, like product reviews, because I might actually try to reach out to some companies in the future and see if they'll kind of do a little bit of a collaboration thing. Send me some parts, I'll do them a review and install video on their product. But if you guys like the video, go ahead and leave me a comment, let me know. If you guys have any other questions about the seat, leave another comment, let me know. I'll be sure to answer those down below. But I do want to say I appreciate all of you guys who made it to the end of this video. Go ahead, drop a like and subscribe to the channel to follow along. I'd really appreciate it. And I will look forward to seeing you guys in the next one.